Hello, everyone, and welcome to a full day of free enterprise coming your way. Starting off, we have this doubleheader here between Infinious and ZoeVermilion. Outside of today, there are both parts of Team Centaur, but today the beast is fighting itself for a chance to move on to the next round.
Oh boy, have we ever had a match this early in the tournament? I don't think so.
Depends on how you feel about midnight matches, I suppose.
I feel that's a bit of a gray area, honestly.
I know some people have very strong opinions on them.
I live in the midnight hour, so I don't really care. You know,
But to
my
introduce,
midnight and your
my-
midnight are different things.
So to start, we are going to introduce our runners here. On the left, we have Infinious, hailing from Australia. He's tuning in at his chill evening time. And on the other end, we have beloved admin ZoeVermilion, who stayed up all night and is currently very early in the morning for her. So we're going to see if this affects their performances or if they're just going to shake it off and play it smooth. We're expecting a great show today from both of them.
It's going to be really, really exciting. This doubleheader, I've been looking forward to it for a while.
Oh, I've been looking forward to it for a long time myself. I talk to both of these people outside of Free Enterprise more often than not. And but we also have a lot of things coming up today as well. We just take a quick look at all of the races we have today. We also have a race between Kohorek and Peasants happening on RPG Limit Break tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. At 9:30, also on Randomania. They both seem to be, or sorry, on Randomania 1. We have Naidu versus Pancras, and then we have what might be the first potential triple header in free enterprise history with Dia versus Morpheus starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on twitch.tv/free enterprise, where they are going to play until there is a winner.
And we might see tomorrow, technically, the next race of Morpheus against Dia. We will see.
Yes, strap on in. We have a lot of free enterprise tonight. It is going to be a fun day for everyone. Thank you all for being here, by the way. We know this is very early in the morning for some of you, and we love to have an excellent audience such as yourselves. But also, let's introduce the rest of the staff on today. We have Stoppable Force, clicking buttons, and Smape D doing the restreaming.
Oh my.
Oh, and we are already started. Okay. We have Sid and Yang. We do love this start. This is a fantastic start. Probably going to see some early looting. And they are starting off with the hook. Oh, this is already great.
I don't know whether you're happy that you start with the hook or really concerned that you start with the hook.
I feel like, if nothing else, like, it's good to get that early character check and maybe diversify your party a bit because, admittedly, as much as I love playing with low tier characters, this team is not putting out a lot of damage in the early game.
I mean,
no worries.
I mean, depending on what you find for Sid, I guess he does have some nice levels and some pretty decent HP values.
It's true. If you do find that early Rune X, you're basically set as far as he's concerned.
So we're going to loot the castle and doesn't find very much for their travels.
It's a high density of, simple things. Thor Rage is always nice to have. Some J items to help with the early damage there.
T-Pro means that most places in the overworld are not going to have that rate of loot.
Yeah, it's with Castle Demacian, it's very poor loot, but it is pretty high density. Sometimes you feel like you find a couple of like extra healing potions, that sort of thing. It just gives you a little boost, but again, you have to weigh the treasure locations here and the weight of them, and sometimes it's just not worth it, which unfortunately it wasn't today.
And and considering the fact that items sell for 0 GP, this flags it, well, you take what you can get.
Yeah, basically.
Everything that saves you cash, you take. Infinious
Yes,
going for that Evelyn check, and coffins and hourglasses. Those are nice.
Those are very nice. That's makes Radiant Castle Eblan super free if you are willing to front the cash for it.
Ooh, and Infinious is willing to front the cash for it. Perhaps he's going to try checking out some trap chests. That's gonna be
Maybe.
interesting to see if it pays out.
All right, and we have Zoe straight on his tail there, having done that little bit of extra looting. Still very, very close.
We will see who the character is.
Okay,
It does seem that Infinious is very interested in the stalemate chest.
yeah, it's this party right now as it stands cannot really do stalemate chess unless possibly Yang started with an Ice Claw, which I don't believe he's checked yet. So
Oh no.
I love it. I love it. That was a Sid with an Ashura, or with an Ashura. I always mispronounce it, but oh, that is a hook route for sure.
And remember, people, we have no dupes on. That means that Sid will not join the team as a second party member.
Yeah, that might as well have been a blank spot.
Pretty much.
All
Now
right.
Infinious is looking. That's a light sword. You love to see it.
Yeah, we could find our holy man. He could be on Mount Hops for all we know at this point. And a silent staff for when we find a white mage, hopefully.
I think these are pretty decent.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent loot start, but he seems to have had his fill as he is now walking out. Meanwhile, Zoe getting that duplicate Sid that will not actually enter the party. We may just be skipping this cutscene for later.
I mean, with a hook start, you're kind of like guessing that this seed will be a hook seed. The chances of magma being in the other world are pretty slim at this point.
Yeah, it's not too many checks on the overworld unless you happen to open them up early, and yeah, the chances of Magma Key aren't that great. So you got to prep yourself for this route.
Starting with a Thunderclaw.
Oh, you love to see that.
Let Yang go Nyang. Double
Yes?
claw.
Thank you for saying the line. I do appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So we're seeing who's on Mount Hops here. We got ourselves another Yang.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is great. No characters for anybody.
Oh no. Is this going to be a 2 party member hook set?
Oh, I would be so happy.
With Asura at Rubicante?
Oh, we need that Rune X. We need that Rune X yesterday.
Oof.
And we also have Waterhag in a really easy spot here, so that means that our freebie is out of the way. We're not going to see a free boss on the moon, for example, so at least we're getting some early experience out of this, I guess.
We don't even know, like, who's at the King Queen Evelyn spot. That could also be nasty.
It could also be King Queen Eblan.
It could very well be. At this point, I will personally be hoping to find like a package or a sand ruby, like something, like please.
Or even an Earth Crystal and just risk that tower, especially since you'll likely get something good out of the chests on the way in.
Absolutely. Infinious going to check and blind finally. Good thing he's not going to pull off a PK. Phew. Dodge that bullet.
And this is a very, very reasonable early check for this party, even though it's not the highest physical power. It can easily do the or so damage you need to get through here, so I like it.
And our good friend Cecil in the Baron Gang. You love to see it, especially with that light sword.
And Zoe is just going for it.
It's like straight ahead, like, I need this right now.
Oh, that Earth Hammer. Let's go.
Nice. Just deleted.
Oh, did Zoe pick up any mage killing equipment? We're gonna find out.
Oh, wow. Bonus round.
Oh, we're getting the value out of Antlion today. Let's go.
Nice.
Alright, so Infinious is already through that fight. Took maybe 3 actions there, mere seconds. Huh. Oh!
Wow.
Alright, so we have ourselves a little Cecil seed going on right here. And
I mean, just in case you didn't pick up the light sword, I guess you have this inferior legendary sword, just in case.
But that's a promise of a much better sword down the road. By the time you get to Z, hopefully, anyway.
Well, thing is, in this flag set, the Forge objective has been replaced by Classic Forge, which means that Cockle is sick and tired of people breaking into his house and stealing his stuff. So in this flag set, he keeps the Excalibur, and instead it's distributed in some key item spot.
Thank you for the reminder of that flag there. I had admittedly forgotten about it. And what else separates the Brackets flags from the group flags while we were at it, or the pre-bracket flags, if you will?
I mean, from that Dimes, that's not a key item, but you like that Stardust. You take that.
Oh, heck yes. And so we unfortunately took a wipe on the Mega Sisters there. Gonna go back and try that later.
You know that's there. You're taking that Cecil before going underground for sure.
Alright, so we're going to see who the Sand Ruby character is, it seems, and meanwhile, we are going to go defend Fabul on Infinious' side.
Single dip in Fabul is great on paper, but it's not always the right play.
Oh yeah, so often it's either the Pan or the Magma Key, and then it just all seems like a waste of time anyway.
That's Iridia. That's good knowledge to have there in case you need an anchor. Or if you find a
Or if you just want to let Rydia hit things.
That's a good call.
No, letting her stay in that bed is most likely the correct play here, as much as I would like to debate otherwise.
Seeing Odin here is pretty pleasant, considering that Odin can be a little problematic in some spots with high physical or magical attack.
And Yang just tore him apart with that Thunderclaw.
Excellent.
Alright, let's see what our reward is as Zoe goes down to fight the Demus at the bottom of the Antlion Cave here.
Wow.
That's the Magma Key. That's the Magma Key. What did I just say? It's the Magma Key or the Pan. You don't want to miss these things.
Wow.
Alright.
And here we were like so psyched to see like 2 or 3 characters against Asura at Rubicanta spot. Guess we won't be seeing that.
And if you're a player who plays well into Root Seeds, that's actually kind of bad news for some people, but you know, we're gonna have a decent seed, and honestly, this is a doubleheader, so maybe one less headache would be nice with the long morning we have here.
Yeah, chat, let's all be nice to our racers today, okay? Let's all be nice.
Alright, so we gotta imagine that we're either doing ordeals. Yeah, there's the ordeals.
I mean, makes sense. You know that Cecil's there.
Yeah.
So.
Get that holy man online so he can start swinging that lightsaber downtown.
One of the things I like to see in T-Pro when I watch racers is getting magma early and then just doing a head dive into the underground to loot, because the loot quality there is higher.
Exactly,
I wonder if you see that.
Alright, so we're prepping up for this fight here. We'll see what equipment we have for Yang here. Doesn't seem to be too much other than those cat claws, but hey, 2 cat claws is pretty nice.
Yang doesn't need equipment, he's a monk.
He just needs to be level 55 or something like that.
Of course.
Very reasonable when you're still in the overworld.
That was a mute something in the Miss weapon shop, but I missed it. That's good there.
Very good, yes.
Especially considering those sisters at the Varnian.
Alright, so we're looking... That is kind of so. Now we right now we have those 2 cat claws on on Yang. If Infinious switches one of them to Thunderclaws, he'll be doing a lot more damage when the waves come up. We'll see if that play happens here.
Chat confirming that it was a mute knife, which is nice, especially... Oh, wait. No one can use knives here.
Not yet, anyway, no.
Wow, incredibly clever use of the lead bolt. With these two party members with their high HP values, using it while the waves is up is an excellent choice from Infinious.
Yeah, this team was in a pretty good shape in terms of surviving the fight. They just need to get that damage output, and it looks like we are almost done with the fight here, as Zoe is going up Mount Hobbs now, about to get the bad news here. We'll see if V decides to take the Water Hag fight here for the free experience.
Nope.
And we are out of there.
Now we know that if we see another blue rope somewhere, we know it's bad news. Probably.
Unless you really need the experience. Sometimes I'm pretty happy to see All Gauntlet. Like, I personally like All Gauntlet on the moon to get all that experience. That's your grind. You're done, you know?
That's some shade of vanilla. I don't know.
We like to call that French vanilla in this house, I do believe.
I'll take it. I don't know
Meanwhile,
if French should pose any threats, especially with that Earth Hammer that Sid is swinging.
No, we're gonna get to sit through all these drain animations to start, so that's gonna cost a bit of time, but the zombies are gone, so this fight's gonna be pretty academic from this point. Meanwhile, Zoe is going after that defense objective there. V's about to get Magma Key, and we'll be catching up soon there.
I can only imagine the sigh of relief that Zoe's gonna let out when the king gives V the Magma Key.
Oh, Infinious too, like that was just a good news all around for both of them.
Oh my body.
My body! There we go. There's the melt, except this time the body is just going to fall off a cliff.
I mean, I will also be pretty concerned for my body if I was falling down a ravine.
Yeah, I'd be concerned about a lot of things at that point, or maybe nothing at all. It's really hard to say until you're in that situation, but we're about to see who the boss is, and you'll note that Infinious didn't save. Proud of him for this. Saving takes time, but we need to save time. We're in a race.
You got it. Those seconds could be the difference between losing and a tie. That's a spoon. It's a key item. We take those.
We do take those. And we might find a ninja to use it with later, or if not... Oh yeah, I was about to say, we could sell it for cash, but you can't because it's sell zero today.
Another free fight in a free spot. Ugh.
We are looking for a wretched moon later on. Let's see if it's mandatory or if we can all just stay on Earth and get everything done today.
We can only hope.
Alright, so we're about to drop the key in the well there.
Yeah, so instead of opting for Ordeal, she's like going straight to Underground, which is an interesting divergence compared to Infinious.
It's something that Zoe has a history of doing. He likes to leave off ordeals for a little bit, if they can there. Sometimes Zoe likes to wait until the Cecil or Tella is actually in the party first.
That makes sense.
Meanwhile, Infinious just running down the mountain, doing some leg day, as one does. As chat talks about asserting dominance by selling all the expensive things for 0 gold. Clearly the top tier strategy in brackets.
Absolutely. Did you see how Infinious sold the Leviathan summon for 0? Like, yeah, get it out of here. I don't even care.
It's not like there's already in the seed resting in the bed or anything.
Nope.
Alright, let's see who's at Dwarf Castle. It's a Sparkle. Oh, we don't want to see that Sparkle, apparently. We are out of here.
We absolutely do not want to see Sparkles here. Because this is a character trick, and you want this to be as painless as possible for the character.
So who do you think would be the worst Sparkle layer right now?
A plague probably with the HP values.
And the not amazing damage output, yeah, that makes sense. Meanwhile, we see Infinious going around getting his Cecil. This shouldn't be too bad of a fight here. Alright.
So play pays out, and Infinious doesn't take a reset like Zoe regrettably did. And we saw Sirens in Dwarf Castle.
There's our grind.
And Bacchus in Tomra. Wow, we are set for a fighter team.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we basically just need one silk weapon. We're golden.
And like our wonderful Shalakiri mentions, we started with so much cash, so this isn't.
Meanwhile, we find a carpet installer here in this town.
You know what? That's very nice.
Yeah, you can see their handiwork right in the shop there. It's a very nice rug or carpet or whatever you want to call it.
Infinious sadly doing a Mega Sister grind before. Yep, there it is.
A Mega Sister grind on 0 HP or 0 experience spot. Let's go.
And taking an unfortunate reset like Zoe did before, proving to be a pretty rough spot for the sisters to be in this early on in the game and with this party.
Yeah, without a bow for those mute arrows or anything of the sort, it is going to be a rough fight, and probably best to leave it off for a hot second there, as we see both of our runners doing.
Like at this point, did you like bonk your head again against that, like hoping to get that sizzle? Because you think that this is going to save you time down the road, or do you just like, nah, okay, I'm out later?
Sunk cost fallacy is a very real thing. It's wiping to a boss multiple times is a massive time sink. It's usually best to be avoided if you can. I know
that makes sense, honestly.
I can only say that confidently because I've lost multiple races, and that's why I'm up here in the booth and not there on the ground. But we just found a pan in the freebie there, so we are going to be smacking another Yang upside the head of that.
That's like 3 key item checks. That's pretty nice.
It is very nice. We are zipping right along in this seed here. This might be somewhat of a jetty seed, but we still have a little bit of time before we figure that out as we go down into the basement to see who these bosses are. Ooh.
Wow, okay. If that wall was to the left a little bit, that would have been way more concerned.
Yeah, like the dolls there, especially if you could find a black mage to put that Stardust Rod on, it probably isn't too bad. And also, we have a Cecil to tank physical hits. But yeah, with that wall, like we need that Cecil, and we need great gear on him to get through that in any reasonable amount of time and fashion.
If we find illusions around, that could also work, but yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Infinious doing the cave dive.
Right now.
Oh, and we got the inventory boss on Zoe's side here. Funny enough, personally, I didn't know about that exit tile in the Fey March until like 3 weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah, I just always had something with exit. I didn't need it.
Right? You don't learn about things until you need them, pretty much.
Exactly. Well, we're seeing some quick levels over here. Meanwhile, Infinious still doing a little bit of a deep loot here, hoping to find some good stuff.
That is a moot knife that Infinious just pulled from a chest, but no one to use it.
And see where Zoe just got a bunch of levels on for 2 characters there, so it looks like they might be trying to do some early checks with a little bit of a boost there.
Listen, if you turn around and there's a giant egg there, you have been ambushed by an egg. And that's shocking.
It is shocking. I don't know if I agree that it's ambushed, but it is definitely a surprise. I guess if the egg kind of rolled, it could still have been like an ambush. That's a philosophical discussion that we're probably not going to solve today if we're being completely honest about it.
Oh, absolutely. I just think it's funny.
All right, so we're whacking our friend upon the head with a pan here, waking him up. What do we get from this? Here comes the drum roll. It's a ninja hat. That's going to help with some damage a little bit, but otherwise nothing too exciting.
Infinious picking up his pan.
And he's
like leaving immediately. Not even more with more chests.
Nope, he doesn't want to fight those bosses either. Meanwhile, we're gonna see if Sheila's got the goods. I mean, we know she always has the goods. It's what she does, but let's see what the goods are today.
With any luck, a character.
I'm rooting for no characters. I'm a fan of low tiers. This is great.
I mean, you will be surprised how far you can get with like 1 or 2 people. Like you can do half a set with those, pretty much.
All right, so we got a strength ring. Oh, Sheila has the goods.
Yeah, that strength ring counts as goods for me too.
Oh yeah, that's you slap that on Yang and you get your little strength bonus on both hands there. But that twin harp is an objective. We're gonna see if Zoe goes there. There's definitely with a physical based party that's an incentive to go to it, but maybe we'll finally go get that Cecil or something first here. And also as a reminder, Zoe has not checked ordeals yet. It's currently being faded. So, oh, speaking of which,
there he goes.
All right. Let's climb this mountain. Let's turn the holy man on and probably go pick him up after this. And then I was imagining Twin Harp not long afterwards. Meanwhile, Infinious is turning in both things here. About to get his strength ring into Twin Harp.
I feel like that early egg that Zoe did before was a very good call, considering how Yang's damage output works with levels.
Absolutely, the rest of the overworld should be pretty smooth now. He's definitely going to get through these fights a lot quicker than Infinious did. Probably make up a little bit of time that way.
And also that Mega Sister might be less problematic now with these levels.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Someone in chat asking about what we missed with terms of the characters. So far, we've missed dupes. That's what you've missed. There was a dupe Sid at Hook, a dupe Yang at Mount Hobbs, and right now we're looking at a Cecil and Baron Inn, which neither runner has managed to pick up yet, but will likely be joining shortly.
I mean, hopefully, because, oh boy, these 2 old men are having issues.
Yang is only 30. He's not old.
Listen, being old is a state of mind.
Unfortunately, this is not a hook route, as we did find the Magma Key when we defended Fat Bull. So that was great news for the runners there.
Yeah, we were all very jazzed about, oh wow, hook route with 2 characters, and then there it was. There were Magma Seed Hook combo.
All right, let's see what's in these shops here. We got mute knives. That's very nice. And see what's... no, we're not going to see what's in the armor shop. We don't need anything in there. Meanwhile, Zoe is going straight through ordeals. I didn't see if they skipped the save. I don't know why I'm super invested in them skipping the save. That's just a thing, I guess.
You take every second you can get.
Absolutely. Even in
these 2 racers are so good, and they know it, so makes sense.
It's even in the best of times, saving takes 4 seconds. Nobody's got that kind of time. What is it? Within 5 seconds is a tie. It could be the difference between a win and a tie. Just go for it.
Seeing the vampire in the past shop just makes me wish for 1200 HP strats, but money's tight, so that's a little complicated.
Oh, Scala correcting me. They're saying that 3 seconds is a tie, so that means 4 seconds can make all the difference.
Oh, absolutely.
But stepping away from those memes for a minute, someone just pointed out in the chat that right now Zoe's names line up as Strats Never, and that is just brilliant.
I didn't even notice.
So good, so good.
Strats not even once.
So for those who didn't see the names at the beginning of the seed there, Zoe set up her names in all of the various memes that V has created, such as the Basidian Piggy Strat and so on and so forth, whereabouts Infinious named his characters after various commanders from Magic the Gathering.
Zoe getting Verspoon, which, well, probably not too jazzed about that. Hey, that's a paladin.
I was going to say, I promise you, nobody's thinking about the key item here right now. It is all about that Cecil and that lightsaber.
Yeah, the key item is just a bonus, basically.
And we are just taking the easy way out of the Kaipo soldiers here. Meanwhile, Baron In is being tackled again by Infinious. We're going to see how he does. He doesn't have the levels that Zoe has, as Zoe did the early egg there.
Let's hope it pays off.
All right, here it comes. Attempt number 2 at the Mega Sisters.
There he goes, the Quake.
Doing some nice little AoE damage. About 300 to everybody, pretty respectable at this spot. Thankfully, the actually no, the magic here is still somewhat brutal for whatever reason. Alright, so we're slowing down the fight by taking out Mindy, so there's not going to be those very powerful spells coming out. Meanwhile, we're going to get a little bit of healing on Yang, and then hopefully we can do some damage on Cindy while we're waiting for the revive here. Meanwhile, Zoe is walking off the mountain. We're going to see what B's up to next.
Oh boy, I never thought like that the sisters could be so troublesome in this spot, but here we are. It would be nice if anyone could use the Stardust Rod we have.
It would be nice. Oh, this would have flown by so much faster. Even if we had that, required Tela, that would be making the rest of this easier. Meanwhile, we see Zoe coming in. Gonna go with another attempt on the sisters as well.
Even though Zoe has more HP and perhaps bigger damage numbers, this is far from free still.
Oh, looks like we're just going for the AoE damage. We're going to try to end this fight as fast as possible.
Just backers, that's it. Who cares? Just let him hit.
Let Sid hit things.
Ouch. Another reset from Infinious. That's rough.
And meanwhile, it looks like Zoe might have control of this fight, so those levels making a huge difference here.
Absolutely. Taking an early grind to get some extra levels is a very, very good idea. Especially in seats like this, where your offensive power is very limited. It really can make the difference.
And where your offensive power, especially on Yang, is tied directly to your levels too, it helps him move quite a bit as well.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right, so you definitely want to do that spot then, it seems.
Yeah. It just like everything in this seat so far has been like lining up.
Yeah, this is probably one of the quicker seeds we're probably going to see today, if we're being completely honest here.
I have seen bracket flags where all the key items were like scattered around, and you didn't even know where to look. But this seed is like, okay,
yep,
here and here, wow, we're done.
Yeah, basically we're just missing the pink tail as far as key items go. Now we just got to find that character and the boss here, which that could just happen right out of the blue. As Zoe goes back in to see Dwarf Castle, or that's 2 boss checks and a character.
And of course, I can preempt chat. Yes, the Tela and Queen Queen Evelyn could both be at the giant. Let's hope not, but they could.
And we are about to get some tunes here in a few minutes as soon as Infinious works his way through. Zoe ditching the Dwarf Castle, turning in the Forge. We're going to see what's in that super shop there.
That's true. While we don't get a cool holy sword from Coco, his apprentices do open up the best shop in the entire game.
Also, the fact that he says, I'm gonna keep it, absolutely hilarious. Kills me every time.
I mean, like I said, like just the people coming in here and stealing his stuff every time. It's just like, enough is enough.
So no Excalibur there, but we did see a defense sword for sale, so that's pretty cool.
Defense sword is a very, very good sword, for sure.
Alright, Infinious getting the successful skip on the cutscene there. We're about to get some music, so I suppose this is the part where we chill in the commentary for a couple of minutes and listen to whatever tune we are about to come out of this harp today. Bloody tear. Oh. Well,
Not
that's true.
Not even the power of bloody tears can make Infinious stay in that fight.
Well, I mean, it was a terrible night to have a curse, I suppose.
100%.
Oh, good times, good times. Looks like Zoe's about to go see that as well.
I can't wait to hear the first 10 seconds of bloody tears again.
Gosh, I don't even know.
Recognizable part of the song, so works out.
Yeah, we're gonna see if they can even do damage here. Going in with, I mean, admittedly higher levels, but still that evasion when Val starts spinning with no way to hit with our scant magic items either. Like this is gonna be a thing. Meanwhile, Infinious finding that silk web that we need for the last boss. Right on.
Yeah, excellent. Well, I mean, you do have Bacchus, so with that Cecil, and we did see Zoe do some more egg grinding to get that Cecil online. I don't know if a lightsaber is enough, but some Berserking could get past the defense there. But oof, it's still a scary proposition.
It's true. Having that Cecil is a huge bonus that Zoe has that Infinious did not. Meanwhile, chat point.
Yeah. Oh. Sorry.
I was going to say, meanwhile, someone in chat pointing out that Valvalis actually loses defense at this spot. It's one of the few spots in the game where Valvalis doesn't have her legendary defense here, so maybe Infinious should have given it a shot, but we'll see.
I mean, just that Valvalis and you only have a Seed and Jang with Michelin levels. Even if it's like a decent sport for Valvalis, yeah, I will reset too. like maybe it's better to come back here with better levels or another character and just clear the boss really quickly. But now we will see if we can hear the full song this time. So let's get some tunes from DJ Spoonibi. No problem. That's that. That's Cecil with the light sword, just putting in good work.
That is one of the only times you're ever going to see Val look absolutely free. Like, that was quick. What is this now?
Wow, it's not looking good for Infinious, I'm afraid to say.
Unfortunately, no. Too many wipes on his side here. Zoe is almost certainly in the lead at this point.
Just those early grinds, like Zoe has done 2 early grinds, just popping an egg here, and there, and it's proven to be the difference between getting stuck in this seed and progressing like flawlessly.
Absolutely, and like we were talking earlier about how, in terms of characters, this could be kind of considered a root start, and that's basically one of the things that Zoe as a player is very strong at. V loves to really like dissect those early like root starts and find a way to like zoom through the early game with very low tier characters. So, even though Infinious is also an amazing runner, it's not a surprise to see Zoe navigate this as well as V did.
And Infinious finally getting through that Mega Sister spot fight and getting his Sizzle, which is a relief to see. That's going to make the rest of the seed much nicer for him.
Yep, he's going to have a much smoother ride from here on out. Meanwhile, we are raising the big whale on Zoe's side here. We know Zoe is a part of Team Nevermoon, which is what V named 3 of her characters, just in case you all needed a reminder. So we'll see if V lives by that, or if they decide to break their tradition and go to the moon.
I mean, you're going to the moon to pick up that character, but no one said anything about staying on the moon.
Good point, good point. So, are we looking at a Moonbird? I just assume it's Edward like 90% of the time at this point, if we're being honest.
I mean, just say an Edward, you take him. Honestly.
Yeah, there's always the anchor thing, I guess.
I was more thinking about having, like, a chemist or something. Well, the rest of the team can do damage, but if you want him to kiss the floor, that's fine too, I guess.
Oh no, someone's wishing for a third dupe. No, we have 3 dupes in the seed. Don't wish that on people.
Oh no. What did you Unleash Knight do? Okay.
There's somebody for that Stardust Rod. Here you go, child. Take this stick. Make some explosions. Let's go.
Well, that's very pleasant to see.
And Palom here carrying the mark of Team Centaur, which is the team that Infinious and Zoe race under 2v2s from time to time here. And we are going over to Cave Value. Let's see what's in, if the meme holds true today.
With any luck, something free.
Looks like the chests weren't the point here, so let's see what we find. Meanwhile, Infinious gonna go beat up that Val, get some revenge for earlier.
Well, I mean, free, yes.
Free as it can be, I guess.
You do not want to get punched by those. Trust me.
People asking in chat if there's ever been a 4-character Z fight. There is. Right now there is a ladder going on with the Free Enterprise community where you get randomly assigned to 1v1 matches, and one of the flags are mystery flags where you don't know the flags until you discover them. And there's a chance in those flags to have a max party size of 4 people. So 4 people Z fights have definitely happened.
And as Naidu points out, there has been solo Z fights. Do you know who can solo Ceremus? Edward can solo Ceremus.
Yes. Tell us all about how Edward is secretly the best character.
I never said anything about secretly the best character. Just like people quickly forget how Edward can solo Z at base level.
I guess, yes. Chat bringing up a good point. Technically, anyone can solo Z if you put in the elbow grease, as it were.
Well, that's true. Finally, we're going to see whose Sparkle it is at Dwarf Castle.
And meanwhile, we're gonna get bloody tears yet again soon.
Well, I know I said that about Plague, but that was before we had Cecil in the party doing the heavy lifting. So this should be okay.
And also, that Sid's only got 9 HP, so if we have to do life strats here, not a problem.
Thing is, if you raise someone, they stop having the count status, and the only thing Plague does is that if he sees anyone that doesn't have the count status, he reapplies count to the entire party, resetting the clock.
Yeah, and with this life potion coming out, we're going to see that in action here. So even though the rest of the party dies, he could just revive these, so he can revive these characters one by one here. Although that clock is going really, really fast. But V should be able to get through this fight just by reviving one character at a time and having that count reset.
Looking a little dicey, though.
Meanwhile, bloody tears again, let's go.
Very nice. Infinious is the death of Avalis, and it's gonna get his very own Darkness Crystal.
And we're going to see if he goes to the moon right away. I don't really see a scenario in which he doesn't. So he's going to get his Quack Kid.
So he's having some struggles with this Plague, which is proving to be pretty troublesome.
Yeah, who knew they could count backwards from 10 so quickly?
When you have few characters alive, the ATB goes so hecking fast in this game.
Which makes sense, yeah, it's skipping over that person's ticks more often. Usually when I count backwards from 10 this fast, I start to stumble at around 4 or so.
I stumble around 7, so, you know. Counting is surprisingly complicated.
It really is. What is this math thing? But anyway, Zoe is through.
No EXP for Palm, but we take this. Like, we are not gonna reset out. No.
We have sirens, we have coffins, we can figure that out later.
Well, that's like double free.
Oh, it's that fella. Here's that Tella.
Well, that's very nice to see.
Yeah. So that's objective number 3 on the board there. So yeah, we're just looking for the hook or some demonic royalty.
Wow, the fact that we have both one key item or one boss away from go mode just opens up possibilities.
I suppose when you're looking at a double header, you want to save a few minutes here or there if you can.
I mean, at this point, either you try to do some key item checks as fast as you can, or you face check bosses.
I kind of want to go to the moon and just face check bosses, especially if you see the royalty there, and then you can just go straight down to Z.
I mean, considering that King Evelyn is literally the freest fight in the entire game, you can just let the script run and they will vanish on their own and give you their full XP on the spot. If they're on the moon, that's a very pleasant thing. But you know, what if it's not on the moon and you just stealth progression on the seed just to try and get a cheeky early King Queen Evelyn, and it doesn't pay out and they're in the hecking giant. So, you know, choices.
So we got a tower key, so we'll see if Zoe goes and checks the tower keys, because that's also 2 boss checks and a key 2 key item checks too.
Asking in the chat who's ahead. Technically, you could say that ZoeVermilion is a little ahead, but these two racers have been neck and neck the entire race, and this is still like anyone's game.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, other than having a knowledge of what's on Cave, having gone to the moon and get a little information there, I'd say, Infinious is only half a check behind Zoe right now?
Pretty much. Those extra wipes and that reset out of Magnus put Infinious behind, but still, it's anyone's game.
Meanwhile, Zoe looting, doing a little bit of looting on the way up the tower. Maybe we're looking for a better sword for Cecil.
And Plague proving to be a thorn in Infinious' side as well. This fight is pretty merciless. Sheesh.
This is like the worst episode of Sesame Street ever. Like, what's with all this counting? I'm not a fan.
Getting that cheeky trap chest, well, we got out of the way, hoping for a crystal sword, perhaps?
Yeah, these are going to be relatively quick chests to open, because with Cat Claw, Thunderclaw on Yang, he's going to be punching those things one shot all the way.
How often do you see someone exit out of a trap chest treasure like that?
Yeah, that was pretty quick, wasn't it? Oh, are we committing to a Palamanker?
It seems that way. Just complete like fighter circus strats with Tilla as support doing casting berserk and stuff, I suppose, which is a good call, honestly.
Well, yeah, with Boxes Wines for easy purchase and Silk Web's pretty easy to find, like doing the berserker struts against Z makes a lot of sense here.
That Octomom didn't stand a chance.
Oh, that fight looked absolutely free.
We are running out of free fights in the moon, though. Scary.
True that, yeah. We were looking at a possibly very scary moon, or not that it's required because we don't get a key item from the giant, we can get a pink tail elsewhere, but wouldn't it be great if the giant was required and it was just the rudest things?
I mean, I've seen that. You think you want that, but I don't think you do.
I mean, I want that when I play, so I don't know.
Okay, I shut my mouth. Artemis bow. Wow, what a find. It's no crystal sword, but hey, we take it.
I was gonna say, did that Cecil get back row glitched yet?
I don't think so.
So yeah, there's definitely that. If nothing else, or we could find a character who could use Artemis, you know, get that late Rosa, throw some eggs, have her put on that Hailreen robe and Artemis bow and just go to town on things.
I mean, you give Sid the Artemis bow and he does work.
Sid can equip bows. Why can he equip bows? He's an airship engineer. That makes no sense.
You know, to shoot the other ships, I guess.
Who needs cannons? Just give the old man a bow. Let's go.
Step Lively in chat confirming that Cecil came back or glitched.
Oh, nice.
Very pleasant.
All right.
Infinious up the tower.
We got a sparkle.
Oh boy, this could be Ogo, the Lunars, or Wyvern, I think.
I don't like any of the remaining choices here.
Yeah.
Actually, Plague would have been pretty bad here too, come to think of it.
Well.
Oh, there's the Blarg.
Yeah. Gotta go to Wyvern Standard Time. There's the party reshuffling, the anchoring, the agility.
Yeah. We'll see if he goes all the way down to 6 here, or if they pick something more reasonable like 5. Oh yeah, we're going all the way.
We don't want to have to see Wyvern Smog ever again this season.
This is where I'd be asking Infinious to post his Wyvern emote, but he looks to be kind of busy at the moment.
Yeah, huh? Just think.
All right, so we're gonna see how Zoe does in this. Oh, did we just skip the save on Infinious' side?
Oh my.
My man, Infinious, let's do it.
I know you're hyped for skipping saves, so you must be like in glee about this.
Chat saying Infinious is gonna be happy. No, but we're happy, right? Here we go.
As the audience is happy, you know. our best streamers may be saying hubris check. Yeah.
Now, let's keep in mind here, though, that even with taking out that first Mega Nuke here, this is still going to be a very tricky fight, because Wyvern's going to start reflecting their own nukes pretty quickly here.
Top of Tower has some decent HP too, so it's not like just one Mega Nuke is going to get rid of it.
Now we're seeing Infinious here going after the tower or the sealed cannon room instead. Are we going to see Infinious just fade that Wyvern completely and hope that it's nothing?
Well, it could pay out, or it couldn't. We'll see what Zoe gets from it.
50-50 chance. Either this is it or it's not. That's how math works, right?
Yeah, checks out to me. That's a Mylon said, as Zoe likes to call him. And that's yet another free fight in a free spot. Wow. Shock and amazement.
Well, almost, to be fair, almost anything in that spot's really free if you think about it, except for maybe Wyvern.
Yeah, or Golbez. But, you know, if you want to see like Goku Pogo there, not Mylon Zed.
True, yeah, getting something like that or Val out of the way is pretty nice.
As Prolitron Beast mentioned, Wyvern, even after that nasty Mega Nuke, is still a force to be reckoned with, but Zoe has no issues getting through it.
Alright, we're gonna see if this pays off. Oh, it's a rat tail.
That could pay off.
We could get that rat pink tail combo at the little cave there.
Could be an Excalibur too, since that's in the pool. And more importantly, that's 10 key items.
Alright, let's see what Sealed Can gives us. It's a package.
I mean, this would have been nice like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
That's also 10 key items on both sides.
So we gotta imagine Zoe's probably going to settle on Ver Party soon, since the grind option is there with the Sirens and the 10 KMs. We're gonna see what Infinious does with this, because they still need to fill out their party a little bit.
For new viewers, by default in Free Enterprise, if you obtain 10 key items as a kind of like catch-up or acceleration mechanic, all the experience you get is doubled.
Oh, there's an Edward. Oh, why are you not taking the cutscene for Edward? What a shock.
I mean, you could take him for like anchoring, but that's like, you do that when there's like nothing else, pretty much. Not because it's Edward, mind you, but because that cutscene takes like 5 minutes. I'm exaggerating. Still.
No, but it looks like we're about to get a real good character on Infinious' side, as he's finally going to go check the moon here.
And while this is happening, big shout outs to the Restream team that's behind the scenes, maybe with the Restream, and Stoppable Force with the tracking. Thank you very much. We won't have a show without you.
We'll just type those commands in the chat to give all the links to all the lovely people involved in this race today.
So you get in their package, and it's on. We have to get that pink tail or the pink benevolent ASAP. And if it doesn't happen that often, but the guy giving you the pigtail so you can give it back to him, that's happened before.
Chat asking about the Feymark spot. We had what was it? Leviathan was dolls, and Ashra was the wall.
Earth Crystal, those are 2 fights.
2 fights, pretty slow cutscene to go through there. It'd be a lot more exciting if we hadn't found Artella yet, but we're gonna see what Zoe does here.
So he's taking it since.
All right.
It's better than Giant, you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. And that's the thing about having 1 key item left. That item could be basically anywhere. Looks like we are going to rate that treasury, though. So see if Smeepty has that sound file lined up.
So he's going to check that treasury.
Great.
Oh, we got a silver drop.
I mean, hey, making Taylor drop some cheeky rocks. That's pretty nice.
Sorcerer Rope. We'll see if V takes that. And a coffin, I guess. That's... I don't know. I'd give that like a 3 out of 10. What about you?
Around that, yeah.
Yeah.
Getting inventory boss in literally the last chest, too. Dang. Imagine having 2 heroin robes and not being able to use them. What a shame.
Alright, so we're about to see the Tower of Za here, and meanwhile Infinious getting his Palom, equipping him with all the goods right now. We got that Stardust Rod, we got the black shirt.
Reminding our audience that we still don't know what the bosses of the Feymark have for us, and one of them is Calcabrina. The other is, well, you know, Evil Wall at Asura, but still.
Alright, looks like we were doing some gold dragons on Infinious' side, so he's finally getting his levels. We'll see if it was, you know, if he should have done his grind earlier, or if this is a proper time to do it. Meanwhile, Zoe making her way, just zipping up this Tower of Za here. We're going to see a couple of bosses and a key item at the end of this.
This decision could also be a metagamey one, where Zoe might be like, oh, Infinious, there's a good chance that Infinious like fails this check, so I'm gonna do it instead in case it pays off. Or, you know, V's like Team Nevermoon, so...
I was gonna say that's where my money is.
Oh boy. I mean,
Another circle!
better here than somewhere else.
Oh, it's just Pale Dim.
You know, this is gonna sound rude to poor Peldin, but I forget Peldin exists.
Want to hear something else rude about Pale Dim?
What?
So if you look at the very center of Pale Dim, right, where it's like its body kind of like folds over itself there, like that huge gap, it's kind of like a giant toothless smile.
If I'm literally tilting my head right now. Yeah, okay, I see it.
That's the most important part of this fight, by the way.
With the tiles, it looks kind of like a Cheshire cat, like toothy smile.
Right?
I see it.
Yeah. Someone pointed that out to me, and I still don't like them for it.
What's weird about Peldin is those tiny arms. It's a little weird to me.
I keep forgetting about those little arms.
Listen, I know this isn't like very flawless commentary, but let's be real. Peldin is pretty weird and unimpressive.
And all it does is punch you, and like, I don't know, is it punching you with its tiny arms? Like it just kind of floats over and baps you? It's great.
Bonk.
Zoe gets through that. It's pretty quickly. Meanwhile, Infinious seems to be committed to this grind, so we'll see how that goes for him there.
This is Infinious' like endgame party, and he's committing to it, and and hoping to make the rest of the seed much faster by doing this.
Yeah, if it turns out both of our objectives are on the moon, this is gonna make things a lot faster for him. But meanwhile, there's our foo.
We have our old man upgrade.
It's a foo just for you. All right, let's see who this boss is. Or this character. It's a Kane.
At this point, you probably don't take a cane with the levels you have, because
yeah.
as a reminder, there is no slingshotting or low level EXP bonus for characters that are lower than the medium in this flag set.
And we already have some physical attackers there, like Yang's getting up in there in levels, which is when he becomes a viable puncher. Cecil is Cecil.
Well,
whoa!
you got him.
There it is. There it is. Team Never Moon.
Moon might not be haunted. The pigtail could still be up there, but
it's looking like Infinious is gonna have to find that pigtail like yesterday in order to catch up here.
So it not only destroyed Chad once by naming Tail a honk and making Chad all be honks, but we destroyed Chad twice by finding King Queen Evelyn. Wow, congratulations.
Now imagine if V finds the pigtail here.
Oof. 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 Ew. Finding Rubicon there. Ugh.
And we're seeing chat discussing the possibilities of what we're hoping for here. Something like Pass and Pigtail in the Ribbon Room. Like, we are looking at some odds here.
Fate, Infinious, it seems Infinious is fate checking bosses, probably searching for the Queen Evelyn, which is a solid play in my book.
Oh, yeah. It's like, obviously, sitting here, seeing everything we see, we know it's not going to work, but this totally makes sense for where he's at right now. Oh gosh, my heart's picking up. Like, is this going to be the pigtail for Zoe? Also, Hawk being at full power is amazing.
Just a moon veil, but at this point, you don't even care.
Yeah, exactly. He's probably just going to crack some eggs, and then we're going to, see what's going on at Z's room there.
This is definitely Zoe's race to lose at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, just pointing out that the Moon Veil is a very good item, but it's a good item earlier. Right now, it's a little too late for that.
So it looks like V is going to go do some shopping. Oh, you know what? Now that Moonblaze Wolf brings it up, that's right. Like, Infinious doesn't even have that path to Zot because he faded Wyvern and didn't get the Rat Tail and the Earth Crystal.
That is a very good point. Thank you.
Yeah. So that's he basically, the pigtail is literally his only hope here.
At this point, you commit to the moon, right?
You have to. Absolutely.
Like going all the way back to the underground just to go to the top of the tower because you feel like Wyvern was hiding something important. Like the item density here is like 7 key items. You stay here pretty much.
And also, like, you're racing against your opponent who is known for skipping moons, so you try to metagame and hope that there's something on the moon that V's missing here.
That's honestly, I always thought that was like a kind of odd from a racing standpoint, like advertising, hey, this is what I'm going to do in my states. You're welcome to metagame me. I think that's really gutsy of Zoe, huh?
It's cheeky, but it seems to work more often than not, right?
I mean, yeah, Moon's haunted pretty often. It seems like.
All right. Speaking of hopefully not haunted, we're about to see our first check here. Hopefully, nope. We're setting out that one too. He's just straight up looking for those for the king and queen there.
And they're nowhere to be seen on the moon.
No, this is rough. I'm assuming this is a check over at Cave Value. We'll see if he does the Dark Imps there.
I mean, I know Infinious has hourglasses if he didn't spend all of them with the King Ryu, so fight's free. So we'll see. I mean,
and
it could be Pinktail. Like, who knows?
Fingers crossed at this point. Meanwhile, Zoe going to the moon as V has to, since there's no pass in Ver possession right now. So imagine we saw some shopping there. We're probably going to crack a few sirens on the way down. Probably gold dragons, I would imagine, but we'll see.
Zoe is not leaving the moon at this point. Like, this is all in endgame.
I don't know, going all the way to Z and then turning around and walking out would be quite the power play.
Right? Ultimate power move over the seed.
Alright, so looks like Infinious is going to go through this Bahamut now.
Thankfully, you know, we tend to forget Bahamut as a free fight, but honestly, with the resources at our disposal in free enterprise, the King of Dragons is pretty easy. Let's be real.
Yeah, it's those Star Veils. Like, I've seen people face check Bahamut, like, very first boss in the Fey March with nothing else but 2 Star Veils and some life potions. Like, if you have those Star Veils, this fight is so easy.
People in chat talking about like whether Infinious will feel behind or not in this scenario, and I personally like wouldn't be feeling behind. Like, there's no like aside from the wipes, Infinious has been playing very, very nicely.
Infinious did take multiple wipes to Mega Sisters and wipes to Val before leaving the cave entirely and then going back and doing Val again later. So those are some pretty significant time losses that might be clouding his judgment right now.
Indeed, so it's going to do the King Ryu grinds, which you know checks out.
Yeah, it's pretty typical grind here.
Have Fusoya with the weeks and you just bonk. Oh well, or you can try use instead to deal 1 damage and freeze out on I guess that was out too. That's a Baron Key and a Crystal Gauntlet. Those are not what you wanted to see.
So here we go. We're probably just going to see a little bit of grind on Zoe's side of the screen here. So we're basically going to be looking at Infinious for a hot second here. Also, have you ever noticed how in this little like menu picture, Palom has like a molar infection or something? Like, there's something going on with his mouth. Looks like he needs to go to a dentist.
No, I don't think I ever thought about Palom having molar infection. No.
It's
When you put it like that, I guess no.
So are we checking Baron Castle on Infinious' side here?
It seems that way. I mean, those are 3 bosses, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, 3 bosses, 2 key items.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, and 2 of those bosses with his current power levels are pretty easy.
Yes, exactly.
Oh wow, the rare Baron Ing stay.
Hey, it's the cheapest in the game. Cheaper than a 10, if I remember correctly.
And things sell for 0 in this flag set. Gotta squeeze all the money you can.
Yeah, let's just go into chat for a second here. Maybe let's not bully the kindergarten age children.
You can wait until the after years for that.
Yeah, it's a lot more justifiable in the after years. I mean, personally, I'm all for punching the after years in general, but that's a different discussion for a different day.
It is. That's why it's last siren, I think, if I saw correctly.
Yeah, I think I saw that too. So we're looking like we're probably going to be looking at Z soon, especially looking at these levels here. We're going to have Yang over 4,000 HP. Sid's going to be getting up there. Cecil is definitely at end game levels. It seems to looks like so.
Palom has it easy. All he has to do is take a nap. Dang, I wish.
Someone pointed out that Final Fantasy games tend to have young mages. That just seems to be like a trope with a lot of Japanese storytelling in general.
That's Amblying. That's not what Infinious is looking for. I mean, we know where Thinking Headlands is, but as long as it's not like a cheeky goal base here, Infinious should be fine.
Oh yeah, no, this fight's gonna be over in seconds. Alright, I want to see Zoe not save and just swag walk to Z. I know it's not gonna happen, but I want to see it so bad.
After the grind, imagine, huh? I mean, with those HP values Zoe has, I think V is fine, honestly.
Oh, absolutely. Like, this fight will... I know you should never take it for granted, but this fight looks to be pretty academic at this point.
Oh no!
Oh,
We know what the cloak is. That's not Waterhead, that's the old gauntlet. Which is the Fabul gauntlet from Vanilla, but it pulls random encounters from an area nearby. In this case, the Barren Waterway.
And like this, there's just something about the Alt Gauntlet in this location that just feels really annoying, you know?
Yep.
It's just, yeah, I don't know if it's the mix of enemies or what it is. It's not fun at all.
Zoe is entering the Crystal Zone, as I like to call it, and it's going to be approaching Zeromus. Chat's pretty sleepy today, I think.
Great, because I didn't feel like making those napping joke memes anyway. But there we go, we got some flags now.
Yeah. You know, usually they start throwing flags like the moment the racer steps into the learn stuff terrain, not at this point. But,
right. But as we all know, we're about to approach our final boss fight of the game, Zero Miss, and there are, at this point, 527 sprites in the game, most of them done by Skull Kitties, a few of them done by a board face, most of them are amazing, and then there's Isomiss who, anyway. Do you want to ask the question there, friend?
Of course. Whose butt are we kicking this morning?
And is the butt cute?
Is the butt cute? That's the question that we have been asking lately.
It was time to update the memes, let's be honest.
Yeah, like, 4 years it's a long time of butting.
Scarlet correcting us saying that it's 528 sprites. I'm gonna keep saying it's 527 because no. Iomis? No. Just no.
Wow. Gutsy. Say no to these Galakiti like that. Damn. Getting a Rosa, which would have been nice earlier in Infinious side, but not what you like to see.
All right, let's see what we got going on here.
Oh, nice.
That is definitely something you have to fear.
I was just playing Resident Evil 3 Remake the other day, so this is nice to see.
Game's any good?
Yes, I think so.
Awesome. So yeah, we're looking at our triple Bacchus setup here. Are we... That's right, Zoe never did pick up a Silk Web. It was Infinious who found that early on, so it looks like we're going to be nerfing this with a direct nuke, it seems? Sure.
Ouch. That's not a pigtail.
Ooh, no, it was not. Well, that was a good place for that counter nuke to go anyway.
Yeah. This party is just going. It's just like going.
Yeah, there's a strategy here. I'm trying to figure out. It's really complex and intricate here. Maybe someone could draw me a roadmap later or something of it.
Or like a flow chart, huh?
Yeah, give me a flowchart. Alright, so we got a big bang here that this one was also nerfed, so not a big deal here.
I mean, this is free at least.
Yeah, there's a couple of guards here, not so bad.
I do find interesting how Zoe took that Tella as an active party member, putting Infinious aside. It's the opposite way around.
Yeah, it's the anchor on the in this case. I mean, that's the beauty of this game, right? Like, there's different ways to approach different things.
Indeed.
Crystal Ring, that's... Oof.
Yeah. That pink tail's smelling like it's on the moon.
Alright, so I don't want to call the race, because it's not polite, but say Zoe wins. Say this fight doesn't go sour, right? If you're Infinious, since you're doing your next match right away, do you play it out like you normally would? Or do you forfeit to kind of like preserve your mental energy for race number 2 right off the bat?
I mean, personally, I will absolutely forfeit and like rest a bit. But you know, I'm not Infinious, so.
Yeah, so meanwhile, it looks like he's going to be face-checking the first boss here. He's really just looking for that boss. Which, this is the irony of this, is just hurting right now.
It's incredible that the decision to fade Wyvern at the top and like come back later or whatever was decisive for this race.
No, it's he rolled the dice and they didn't turn up his way, unfortunately.
I mean, every time you choose to fade something, that's a decision you're making. And wow, there it is.
There it is. There's the crack, there's the boom. Zoe has successfully gone Zoom, and we have a winner.
With an official time of 1 hour, 20 minutes, 16 seconds, ZoeVermilion is the winner. And we are joined by Zoe here in the booth. Hi there.
Welcome on in.
Hi.
So how is that?
I don't know. I would say stressful, but I think I'm too tired to feel stress right now.
Well, hopefully you can wake up a bit, because your next match is coming up now.
Yeah, I got like 50 minutes to stretch my legs, take a few laps around the building, burn off some of this adrenaline.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Would you be able to nap in this scenario?
The answer is yes and no. I am absolutely capable of taking a power nap in such a short amount of time, but I would wake up feeling groggy and just worse than I do now, so.
Understood. So, I had a question. What was your driving force for taking those early grinds, which were decisive in pulling you ahead in the race?
So seeing dupe Sid into dupe Yang, and then the nasty Maga sisters at Baron in 2, I was like, okay, cool, I'm stuck with 2 characters for a while, especially because that's a DKC. So once I pulled that magma key, I was like, all right, let me go pop this siren. I bought some coffins, and then I'll have these 2 beefy boys to take out the Powerpuff Girls there at Baron in 2. And then that worked out pretty well. And then when I got the Cecil and had the Cecil online and had the Twin Harp, Maga Sisters, or not Maga Sisters, Cave Magnes, notably a place you don't want to use magic. Not like I had it. And so I was like, okay, I have a light sword for the Cecil. Let me go get him online as well so that I can make Cave Magnes easier in case it's something nasty. And then it was Val, and I was really happy to have done that. But yeah, it was just a matter of my early game power was really dependent on me having some more multipliers for these melee fighters. And so that's why I decided to use those sirens early.
It was a great call.
Yeah, your experience
seems like it.
Yeah, it's your experience in opening up with suboptimal parties really shone through in the early race here. The siren play was absolutely excellent, and it allowed you to just zip through that early game much faster than Infinious did.
Yeah, I say that I don't want any more of these rough starts, but it seems to be the key to get me to win. So I can't remember who my next restreamer is, but please bring on the garbage.
Wow, bold words.
I told Snapey I wanted garbage, and then as soon as I saw the Sid start, I was like, this is not what I asked for. And then after I got into the seat, I was like, perfect. I feel at home.
Thrive in the garbage. No, you played that extremely well. Very well earned victory there, especially taking an extra shot on that Wyvern, which Infinious decided to fade, and that made a huge difference, as you probably see now as you're probably watching the stream here.
Yeah, absolutely. At that point, I felt like, oh man, maybe I should bail and just check Super Cannon to see if it's King Queen, because otherwise I'm just wasting time here. But I didn't want to leave that top of tower, and I knew that I had what I needed. I had 3 Veils, and I was going all in, saying, okay, I hope I don't run into Golbez, because I forgot where they sold these. And 3 Veils and then hold A for the rest of it got me through.
Yeah.
And then what really had me nervous is I was talking literally less than 12 hours ago on my stream about how much I hate low level strats and I hate Fu and friends and stuff like that. And so as soon as I get to Zot and see Fu, I go, oh no, we have a Sid, a Yang, and a Cecil. This is like a perfect Fu and friends party, and I don't remember where Starveils are. Better hope Go Mode isn't exactly here.
Oh.
And then King Queen showed up and went, nope. If Infinious is here too, he can beat me with Fu and friends. I don't care.
Oh, some of us were rooting so hard for the pigtail to come out of Zot too. Like, that would have been just beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for more, honestly, because I was like, a pigtail at least gives me a chance at a crystal sword. Cecil's rocking a light sword. Please help.
So,
Hey.
how did you feel about hashtag Nevermoon paying off in spades?
I mean, I'm here for a reason, so it's doing some good work. I did some questionable math a few weeks back. I ran some simulations, and the odds are that Nevermoon is going to pay off just often enough that it makes me feel comfortable. And so I'm going to stick to it, and it's how I'm going to go down in this tournament, is the moon paying off for someone and the earth being completely haunted.
Live by the moon, die by the moon. I mean, fair.
And
The big thing with that is when I was doing my Swiss practice in particular, I would try and mix it up, and I would try and play the math and say, okay, cool, I know I need like 2 key atoms, or I need 1 key atom exactly, and I have a darkness crystal. Let's go to the moon. And then I would always get punished for it. And I found out very quickly that it felt worse to lose by checking moon, or like lose, quote unquote, like have a bad practice seed if I checked moon and nothing was there, than it does if I just try and clear out earth and nothing was there. I feel a whole lot better in that scenario, so that's what I'm going to keep doing, because I hate feeling stress.
I mean, checks out if it makes you feel better like that, but go ahead.
Yeah, I don't play to win. I play to feel comfortable.
True.
how dare you have a good, solid philosophy for playing video games? Yeesh. I thought, people would be stressing them out like left and right to win the JPEG and the MIDI file at the end of all this.
I mean, it was never on my mind before. It is now on my mind, and it is definitely incentive to push forward. But if bracketology goes as well as it did last week, I won't have to worry about it.
I believe so. He's going to win everything. Wow.
I was gonna say, basically, whoever wins this series between you two basically has to win the whole thing. I'm not gonna explain why, but that's just the way it is.
I saw your bracket. It was invalid, but I saw your bracket.
Oh. Sorry again to anyone who's trying to run the bracket there.
Oh, well, I'm gonna get out of y'all's hair. I need to go hydrate, stretch my legs out, because I have another race to run very, very soon.
Absolutely, do that self-care. It is important.
Thank you both so much. Emily, I hope you enjoyed your first comms shift. I know you were looking forward to this one. So
Yeah, I'm having a fantastic time, and I'm looking forward to doing more.
I hope that... Oh, go ahead, Alchemy.
Oh, like I was going to mention, like, hey, like I know, like probably Drum Beat sounds like like a natural veteran, but no, this is like the first time.
Yeah, Emily is great. You're great. People behind the scenes are great. I know we got Smapey, and I think Stoppable Force is my tracker. So huge thanks to them. Huge thanks to all the people that volunteered for these 2 super early morning streams. For those that don't know, I'm on the West Coast, so this race started at 4:30 a.m. for me.
And your night hasn't ended yet.
And I'm still awake. Next week, though, I'll be in East Coast. Woo! But yeah, huge thanks to everyone. I hope Chad enjoyed my naming scheme. I thought I would honor some of the memes that I've either brought directly to the community or helped perpetuate. And now I have to decide what I'm doing for game 2.
Clearly the most important part, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. You all have a wonderful rest of your morning, ? Afternoon/evening for you, Alchemy, I'm pretty sure. So
Absolutely.
And I will y'all will hear me again in just a couple hours.
Take care and best of luck.
Bye.
Good luck.
All right. Meanwhile, we see Infinious clearing the giant. I mean, he's getting his levels out of this at least, if nothing else.
I mean, whenever he gets to ceremonies, it's gonna go down like in seconds. That's gonna be so fast. Giant gives so much XP, like a lot.
Are we checking the vanilla location for King Queen Eblan?
I mean, yes.
Oh, I wonder what's actually there. I think it's gonna be Ogopogo.
Huge props to Infinious for like sticking out with this seed instead of like forfeiting. Like even if you can forfeit like at any time, there is always something you can learn from sticking it out and seeing like where things are and what you didn't check and why you didn't check it and the like.
Oh, absolutely. Like personally, I'm also on team like always clean your plate. I just always thinking like maybe in this circumstance where you have your doubleheader and you need like all the time you can the rest for your next match. But no, Infinious is he's gonna do the honorable thing and finish the seed here.
Remember when we saw Sid and we were so excited? Those were the times.
Oh gosh. Yeah, those past memories of many moons ago. No, that's a bit rude. This race hasn't been going on that long.
It hasn't.
No.
I've been cheeky.
No, it's been overall, yeah. I mean, it's not like a super jet seed, but it has been a pretty quick seed.
It has been slightly faster than average, indeed.
But you know what? Looking at Infinious, like his main game of choice is Magic the Gathering. He judges large events all the time. Well, when you can have them, of course. And he also plays in tournaments where sometimes you have to compete for 8 to 12 hours a day for 2 days, just sitting, like playing, going, making decisions. So something like this where he is constantly playing, like, you know, not really taking a break, like just playing the whole way through. This might be more his speed anyway, just from his previous gaming experience before coming to Free Enterprise.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, this is probably like not that big of a deal for him.
Also, I was about to cheer for no saving, but really, if this was the fight, it wouldn't be a big deal anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't get to see if it was Ogopogo.
I mean, yeah, it's a Ogopogo or D-Lunars.
D-Lunars, yeah. All right, so where's he going next? Are we fighting that Wyvern, or are we doing Fey March?
So, by this logic, the other Lunar Sparkle should be in the Steel Cave, I think.
I don't know what logic you're using, so I'm going to nod my head and say yes.
I mean, or a boss is taking a break too. Oh, yeah, wow, Package has a boss. Did you know that?
I mean, I've lost a race to this one, so yes, I am quite aware.
It's like when you stake everything in face checking, like it can pay off really, really strongly, or it can't. And like,
Yeah.
you have committed to it.
And like, you know, as he's the only person you hear here who doesn't know that it's not going to pay off, like it's hard to watch a little bit just knowing that he's going to spend all this time going through the cutscene to see some boss here. Like, we all know that whatever it's going to be disappointing. But now I'm just trying to think of what could be the most disappointing, if that makes any sense.
And I would like to remind everyone that Infinious has done no incorrect plays. This is just how it turned out to be, like fading that Wyvern at top of tower. That's just what happens. But Infinious has been playing with his mind.
Exactly. Like when it comes to something like the fading the Wyvern there, like you can't really call that a bad play because it's a randomizer. It could be nothing. Like he just saw that, figured that he was going to wipe to it multiple times, decided to roll the dice and save some time and do something else instead.
It just so happened that the go mode, or at least the faster go mode, was in that chain of items.
It does make me wonder when he's going to start hunting for the pink tail.
I mean, at this point, you have less boss spots to check than key item spots. So might as well finish up like all the bosses you can access.
Meanwhile, we have some fancy high-tech balls rolling on into the inn there.
And there comes the forfeit. Checked every single boss until it was time.
No That's shame. Fair. Yeah.
Big GG's.
Big GG's. Yeah. No, he's got to take that break, get some water, stretch his legs.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we'll see if he's coming in for an interview or if he decides to just take a breather here. Oh, hey, there's Infinious. Welcome on in, friend.
Hello.
Yeah, that's kind of sucked, but oh well, that happens.
Yeah,
I made the call pretty early to gamble for finding that king queen and having had a chat to Zoe at the end. Yeah, it just happened to be at the two spots I didn't have access to at the time. Well, I suppose 5 spots I didn't have access to at the time. So, I still think that would end up being quicker, given that the numbers played out. But it's a randomizer. These things happen.
Exactly. That's the thing. Sometimes you got to roll the dice, and sometimes the dice doesn't roll your way. But it's a rando. Rando's got a rando.
Yeah, there's a few things that impacted my decision there. One was how awful that those Mega Sisters boosted me pretty hard. Yeah, I thought I had the setup to do it the second time, but yeah, it turns out I was just a bit short in the end, which is unfortunate. But that really made me think I was really behind. So yeah, at that point I decided to. But when I saw the teller that was in Dwarf Castle, my instinct was already going moon anyway, and so I got the tower key and I was like, okay, fine. All right, you've convinced me, game. I will do tower first. I don't know, by the sounds of how things played out, it sounds like I was actually ahead of Zoe at that point, which surprises me. But
yeah, it was a really, really tight race until the dice roll there. It was there was no more than probably 90-ish seconds either way at that point. It really could have gone either way. Yeah, it's you both played amazingly. Okay.
Yeah, I still think, and the other factor here is that I know Zoe is team Nevermoon, so I figured that this is probably the best way for me to get a leg up anyway. So yeah, I still think I made the right. The numbers dictate that I think I made the right call. Just didn't play out. That's all.
Yeah, absolutely. You played like fantastic that race. Like both of you were playing really, really great. It's just like you didn't check the one thing that you in quotations have to check. That's it.
Yeah, and that happens. You know, yeah. It's a randomizer. These things happen. No, I can't really say too much about that really.
Yeah, and we were just mentioning near the end of that scene where your main competitive ventures outside of Free Enterprise are Magic the Gathering. So randomization is something you've dealt with for a long time. So I figured if anyone could brush that off, it'd be you. Yeah,
it's one of those things where it's like, look, so a few things happened that didn't play out. Yeah, let's just see if I can. Let's just. I would have actually played the seed out, but because I had stranded so many locations just by picking bosses. I just thought, no, I don't. Let's just speed things up and just forfeit there. I would have played it out otherwise.
Okay, this is the one case. Like usually, you always cheer for the runners to finish a seed, but a bunch of us were just talking about how it was like you have your next match like right now. Like, do you take that extra few minutes to just like stretch your legs and stuff, or do you just play it out kind of thing?
I mean, yeah. I just want to know if I lost because I guess the end thing was I want to know if I lost because Zoe found Pinktail way sooner, or if it ended up being I got unlucky in the King Queen Evelyn check.
Yeah, I'm assuming somewhere in the room chat you probably heard how Zoe finished the seed there.
Yeah, I know. I basically as soon as I entered the forfeit, I basically said I was gambling on King Queen and didn't pay out, and that's when Zoe let me know the bad news. Oh well.
Yeah, it happens, and I mean, you still have game 2 and 3 of the series. It's not like the first round there where you would necessarily deal with someone being one game down. This is just a straight up 2 out of 3.
Yeah, exactly, and but it's just gotta shake it off. I don't like apart from some early choices. Oh, you know how sad I was when I found that second cat claw in Fame March, having spent 30 grand on a cat claw in Evelyn. That made me so sad.
We can imagine, yeah. So
but I think. Hey, go on.
What went through your head when you saw all the dupes early in the set? Like, what was your thought process?
Honestly, the biggest problem with the seed was I couldn't find a bow to save my life, so I couldn't backrogue sit. Because I feel like a lot of my struggles at the time, I felt like my struggles against Mega Sisters was the fact that I had to have all my characters in the front row, and which meant that Sydney was just giving me the business. But I actually don't think I don't think it was too bad. I like Sid early game, like Sid like I feel like that Sid did so much early work, and then getting 2 cat claws on Yang really early on as well. That was, I think, to me that was fine. The problem was just end up being there was just all the dupes in the world.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. It was just like, oh, there's a dupe, that's a dupe. Are we gonna have a 2-person hook route with Astra? Like, this is gonna be amazing.
Yeah, we were like all like waiting with bated breath for that 2-person hook route, but the seed was kinder than that.
Oh well, it can't be helped. Let's just move on to game 2. Just by stretching my legs a little bit, and then we'll get this show on the road, I guess. Thank you to both of you, Bees and Alchemy, for doing commentary. Thank you, Supple Force, for doing tracking, and thank you, Smakey, for waking up so goddamn early in the morning for this. So thanks, and I'll catch you all in about a couple hours.
Sure.
Thank you for popping in for. Yeah, take care. And while I have you here for one more second here, just to continue in your early conversation, I did get your naming scheme.
Oh, you did? Good, nice. It was so deep, right?
I enjoyed it greatly.
All right, cheers all.
Take care. Best of luck in the next one. All right.
So that was a really exciting race, but don't go anywhere. I mean, unless you have to, because the next race is coming right up, right here in this same channel.
No, you know what? Even if you have to go somewhere, we have mobile phones, we have mobile internet. Put on your headphones, listen to this next race. It's going to be a great time. We got Xenocat and Gambit, 017 on comms. You know who the runners are already. This is going to be a fantastic time.
Yep, you bet.
Oh, but no.
Go on.
But seriously, it's been a blast commentating with you, Alchemy, and we'll have to do it again sometime.
Yeah, I agree. It was, again, like, this was your first time commentating, and it's like, what? No way. You're so good at it. So, great job.
My mouth is indeed bigger than my brain. No, I like your voice, too. You sound amazing.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. So with that, I guess we're signing off. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for everyone who helped out behind the scenes to make this race possible. And thank you to our racers for agreeing to this doubleheader to start things off. Yeah, with that said, Poorly Drawn Bees here signing out. Have a wonderful morning.
Take care. All right.